What is up, guys? This is Reptile Roman, and today we are going to be talking about your baby bearded dragon care. And this is my baby bearded dragon. His name is Nom Nom, and he's about 3 weeks old. I got him about a week ago, so he's been doing really well. He's loving his enclosure, and we're just gonna go over some tips and what you need and basic information and stuff like that. Alright, so we're going to talk about, first we're going to talk about their enclosures, their tanks, their vivariums, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so for a baby bearded dragon, the ideal tank size is a 20-gallon, and this is best for them because it gives them enough room to move around. A 10-gallon would be too small for them, and they outgrow it really quick. So a 20-gallon is probably the best size because it won't stress them so much from such a big enclosure, but it still gives them enough room to move around and get their exercise. What I am using is a 40 breeder, just because that is what I have. But to make it smaller, as you can tell, I put some dividers, which is just some shoe boxes. So if you have that option and want to save on a little bit of money, you can do that. It works about the same, and as they get older, you could just take the boxes out, and it saves you money down the road. So you can use different types of tanks. You can use methylamine tanks, which is sort of a lightweight material that holds in heat and already has their bulbs, bulb light fixtures already put in, and you just have to put the bulb in there. Those are a little bit more expensive, but they are a little bit nicer. What most people use, because it is the cheapest, is glass, a glass tank or vivarium, whatever you call it, and that is what I am using, as you can tell. So yeah, those are your options, and now we're going to talk a little bit about their lighting and their temperatures and stuff like that. Okay. So bearded dragons are native to Australia. So coming from that part of the world and that region, they are going to be used to really extreme hot temperatures. So this is what you want to imitate in your cage. So what you're going to need for this is a basking bulb, and you'll also need a UVB bulb. What I am using, as you can tell, I only have one light, so one lamp or light, so you guys may be asking questions, but what I am using is a Zoomed PowerSun UV bulb, which is both a basking and UV bulb. So they are quite expensive. I think mine was $60, so if you do have the money for that, it is pretty good. I'm getting a new dome for it just so it can radiate more heat, because this light dome sort of takes a little bit of heat away. So their cage should be separated from a hot side, and you want a heat gradient moving over to a cool side. So the ideal temperatures for baby bearded dragons is anywhere from 90 to 100 degrees on the hot side. And as you can tell from my temperature, I'm at around 93, so it's okay. And on the cool side, you would want anywhere from a 75-ish to 80 range, and that it is on that, but I don't have a temperature, but don't worry, it is. And as they get older, it is preferable that you knock it up from 100 to 110 degrees to about an 80 degrees on the cool side. And like I said, you just need a basking bulb and a UVB bulb. And UVBs, usually you want them in a strip, so more of the UVB can be dispersed throughout the tank. But for a 20-gallon, a PowerSun bulb would work just fine. And yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what you actually put in the tank regarding their substrates. Alright? Okay, so the substrate I am using is a reptile carpet, specifically the Zoomed Repti Cage carpet. And you can pretty much find these anywhere at your local PetSmart, online at Amazon. They're pretty easy to find, and I do recommend this for your bearded dragons all the way from baby to adults because it is the safest. Some other substrates you can use for your bearded dragons are newspaper, paper towels work really well, printer paper, and those are pretty much good. What I do recommend you stay away from completely is sand, because baby bearded dragons, they when they eat, they're going to scoop some of that sand up, and it's going to cause impaction and digestive problems, and it can kill your bearded dragons, not just your babies. But so just stay away from that just to be safe. And plus, reptile carpet is really cheap and it's easy to maintain. You just take it out and wash it and put it back in there. So yeah, that's what you can use substrate wise. Let's talk a little. Oh, also, as they get older, mostly over 7 inches, you can switch to sand. But as I said, I recommend you don't do this. But if you do, and you just don't take my word for it, then I recommend you get a fine sand. Usually you would want each grain to be less than 0.5 millimeters. If it's bigger than that, then it just might cause some trouble and the risk is way too high. So just try to stay away from that. Let's talk a little bit about their decor and what's not. Guys, so decor, this is the fun part where you get to put your own personalized touch on your vivarium or cage. And so what you're going to need is a basking spot, basking rock, basking log, whatever you want, and a hide. And that's basically it. You can spice it up. You could put a bit more stuff. As you can see here, I added a couple more things. But what you want is a basking spot. And what I have is that rock. And rocks are good. They trap heat and they get hot, and it's good for their basking. You can also you want to offer different layers of basking height, just so they can get a variety. So as you can tell, I have the basking rock, and then I also have a log going up to a reptile hammock, which enables him to get closer to the actual the basking bulb. And I also have a hide here for him, as you can see there. And if you do put a piece of wood or something like that, just make sure it is secure. As you can tell, I have another wood behind it, just keeping it sturdy. And then on his cool side, I also have another hide and a little tube that he can hide in. I know he's going to outgrow these quickly, but that's okay, because I'll just use them for my leopard geckos after. Keep that in mind when you get decor, that these guys grow quick in their early stage of life, and that the decor and decoration you are going to get for them is probably not going to last them long. So just keep that in mind. So pretty much what you need is a basking spot and just a hide. And also, you could for baby bearded dragons, I recommend that you always keep a water dish in there, and you can also keep some food. And speaking of food, let's talk a little bit about their feeding. Alright, so of course you want to feed your bearded dragon. You're not just going to let it starve. So, what I have in the food dish there is I have some Zoomen natural juvenile bearded dragon food. And this just, helps them get growing and helps them get nice and big and plump. And some bearded dragons are picky and just, don't eat it. As you can tell, mine is not a big fan of it. I also have some shredded carrots in there just to give him some more water offered to him. And for baby bearded dragons, their ideal diet is going to be insects. It's usually going to be more crickets and mealworms. So what I do is 5 days out of the week, I will either give him crickets, which you can see I have there, or mealworms if I do have any on me, or have any in my stuff. You do want to gut load your crickets, and this just means, giving it nice and healthy stuff. So I have some carrots in there. You can also buy some cricket food and stuff like that just to get them nice and nutrition. Because the crickets, you are feeding them to your bearded dragons. So the nutrition you give your crickets, you are also giving your dragons. Alright, mealworms, you can do the same. So 5 out of the 7 days a week, I do give this guy crickets and insects. He usually eats 10 to 15 crickets, which is a good amount, so keep that in mind when you're going to the pet store and buying them. And also, the other 2 days of the week, I will give him green veggies, whether this be like romaine lettuce and carrots, and just nutrition vegetables like that. Stay away from spinach though, because spinach, just something in their digestive tract doesn't let them, it's just not good for them for some reason. But that is their nutrition. If you have any questions about that, just message me or leave a comment or something like that. And last but not least, let's talk about bathing. So thinking that these guys come from Australia, you would think they don't get much water and anything like that. But they do need hydration and water like all animals. So what you would want to do is just get a spray bottle, and once a day, pretty much every day, you want to spray the tank down once, and this will just leave some water on their rocks and decor for them to drink, because that is what they're mostly going to do, is drink the water from the spray, and not really their water bowls. But you know what, you still want the water bowl in there. And also, once a day, what I do is I take the dragon out of his cage, and I have a little tub in my bathroom that I just fill the tub with water, and I put the dragon in there, and he just soaks and has a bath pretty much. And they do love this. I have a video of that on my channel, so check that out if you are interested. And look at that, he's just posing for you guys. He loves the camera. So yeah, you want to do that every day. And hopefully this video has been helpful to you guys, as I do love my bearded dragon and I do like caring for them. So if you guys have any questions, you know, comment, message me, anything at all, I will try to answer them and post a video up for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll give you one more look at my beardy. His name is Nom Nom. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, rate, whatever you want to do. I don't really care. But yeah, see you.